Hello everyone. As part of learning generative AI, we were looking at the GPT models and the applications of GPT models, under which we started with the image captioning, and we have seen what exactly is the problem of image captioning and which are used there for extracting features from the image and which models are used for generating the caption, and we have also seen the data set which is helping us to generate the appropriate captions for the images. In today's session we will be talking on the same lines, wherein we will be talking about how are we using ResNet in order to extract the features from the images before actually going for the captioning. It is a deep CNN model which tries to extract features from the image, and what else it will do is it will try to put it in a feature vector. Why this is so popular? Because it is able to mitigate the vanishing gradient problem which we see in the other models. And what happens is, generally during transfer learning, where a pre-trained model is used to extract features from the images, we go for using the ResNet50. And whatever features it is generating, those features are fed to other models which will perform tasks like image classification, object detection, captioning, etc. Feature extraction. What do we mean by feature extraction? Since image captioning problem has started, we were learning that ResNet50 is a CNN model which is used for taking out features from the image or extract features from the image and form a vector, feature vector. So, what exactly is feature extraction? It is obtaining compact information about the image. It is like summarizing the image information. So, it is obtaining a compact yet meaningful representation of an image which encodes the key visual information. What do you mean by key visual information? In an image, what are various parts that are available, or how many distinguishing objects are there, with what color they are filled, how many pixels they are occupying, what is the region for each object, and are there any overlapping areas for the objects, etc. These are the key visual features of an image. So, ResNet50 is trying to extract various features of an image, and the output from this will be fed to various models which are trying to do these specific tasks. ResNet50, during the feature extraction, processes the image and outputs a feature vector, we know this, or a set of feature maps which can then be used for tasks like classification and so on. What are these steps that are done under ResNet50 during feature extraction? First one, loading the pre-trained ResNet50 model. It can be used with the pre-trained weights, and which data set are we using? ImageNet, which allows us to benefit from the knowledge the model has learnt about various visual features. Why are we using this ImageNet? Because ResNet50 is trained on the data set ImageNet, which has got huge number of images, their features, etc. We typically remove the final fully connected layers of ResNet50. The final fully connected layers are used for classification, image classification. So, we are removing that. The moment you remove the final layers, it will not do the job of classification. So, you are not narrowing down the features of ResNet50. The moment you remove the final fully layers, you get more features from the images, and this image feature vector, instead of simple class label, it will try to give you a huge number of image maps or feature maps. Then what are we doing after the features have been taken? We are trying to pre-process the image. Before exactly extracting the features, we first loaded the model, we loaded the pre-trained model. Then what are we doing? pre-processing the image. I will talk in the next session what exactly are we doing under pre-processing. I just give a brief of it, resizing the image and normalizing the image, all these come under pre-processing the images. So, I have just given the example here. Extracting features, ResNet50 processes the images through the layers, and what it will do is, as it is passing through each and every layer, it will try to take more and more features and will try to also generate more abstract features. The output from the penultimate layer. What is penultimate layer? The layer just before the final layer. The final layer is used for classification. So, we do not want to pass our input image through the final layer. So, we stop at the layer before the last one. We call it as the penultimate layer. So, the output from the penultimate layer is typically used for feature extraction. This output contains a compact, high level representation of the image which captures essential visual characteristics or features. So, you are stopping at last but one layer and you are trying to take all the features of the image which are very, very important for us for captioning. I just revise. You are loading the model, pre-processing the image, extracting the features. What is the next one? Visual representation of features in ResNet50. So, as of now, because we are learning ResNet50, the process stops at extracting the features. So, what is the visual representation of features in ResNet50? Initial layers, they try to take what are the edges of the objects, what kind of textures they are filled with, what colors they are filled with, etc. Middle layers, what they try to do? Identify more complex structures like what are the parts of the objects. Deeper layers, they try to actually take out the high level concepts like faces, vehicles, animals, etc. When extracting features for tasks like image captioning, the deep layers provide what are all the abstract features that are existing in the image and which language model can be used in order to give an appropriate and relevant caption for the image. So, next we will talk about using the ResNet50, what are we doing with transfer learning. Transfer learning will try to generate the image caption and internally it will try to take help of ResNet50. How? Before generating the caption, I need to know what are the features of the image. Who have given the features? ResNet50. So, that is how transfer learning works along with ResNet50 in the problem called image captioning. In modern AI tasks, particularly image captioning, visual question answering, transformer models are used to process both visual as well as textual data. These models combine pre-trained visual encoders and they are also using CNNs or VITs, visual transformers, with a text transformer. Who is used for transformer, text transformer? All the GPT models which we have discussed in the previous unit to process and generate the proper caption for the image. In this setup in transformer based model, what are we trying to do? We need to have a visual encoder. What is the visual encoder is trying to do? Extracting high level visual features. In our example, who is doing the job of visual encoder? ResNet50. Then transformer model, it processes all the features given by the visual encoder and tries to give a caption, sometimes answer to the visual question. Transfer learning works, it is using visual encoders, as I keep on mentioning, ResNet50 or vision transformers are used. And how are we training the model in tasks like image captioning? Let us see this one. The general architecture involves two main parts. First one is the visual encoder, which is trying to extract the features, and the transformer decoder. The decoder is trying to act as the text generator. How does it work? Just go through the steps. we are trying to give image input, then the visual encoder is trying to extract the features, those are fed to the transformer learning, and it is trying to take the prompt, first word of the caption, and it keeps on generating rest of the words in the caption. Once you finish the transformer decode, what it will try to do? It will try to take all the caption words and try to put them in proper order so that the relevancy of the caption is maintained. What are the key steps in training a transformer with visual encoder? Choosing the proper visual encoder, which is to be pre-trained. So, in our example, we are using ResNet50, which is pre-trained on the dataset ImageNet, and we are removing the top layers, which are doing the job of classification. Why are we removing? Our job is not image classification, we are trying to work on image captioning. Vision transformer, this can also be used as a visual encoder wherein the image is divided into patches and each patch will try to have a linear embedding and the transformer model processes the patches individually. After that, you are supposed to pre-process the image. In pre-processing in detail, if you see, we are trying to resize the image. Say for example, we are saying the image should be 224 by 224 pixels, and then you need to have normalization of the image wherein you are trying to divide every pixel by 255 and you are trying to get the normalized values. Text pre-processing, we can use various tokenizers like BERT, GPT, etc., which are trying to convert the text into tokens. Then what is the building transformer model? It composes of two parts. One is the encoder, the other one is the decoder. What is the encoder trying to do? Take the input sequence or the visual features. Decoder is trying to generate the caption for it by taking one word as a prompt input. In case of image captioning, what are we trying to do? To the encoder we pass the visual features and the decoder is trained to predict next word in the sequence. Training the model, for generating the caption we are trying to use the MS COCO dataset whose features we have seen in the previous session. So, if you try to put it in a summary, the feature extraction, the model is trained on ImageNet database. For captioning, the model is getting trained on MS COCO dataset. So, in the next session we will be talking about how these things are actually doing the job of improving the performances.